Hi, I'm Charlie Austin, Ohio, so too, and you are here on the Merlin Sage, this energetic space on the internet where I discuss about things like enlightenment, ascension, the planetary shift that we're going through as of now, and so many other beautiful things. So I do recommend that you go to the subscribe button and you subscribe to the channel, because we are always bringing new things, and even more especially now that I have really put before myself this goal of bringing some of my materials, some of my teachings, some of the information that I have for an English speaking audience. I think that this is really important, because through the English language we can reach out to everybody in the planet, and we can have a much more meaningful impact into people's lives, into people's hearts. They are needing of the softness, of this lightheartedness that discussing such topics can bring into our likewise beautiful lives. So today I'm near a waterfall. It's actually water. It's some rapids. I don't know if you can listen to the sound of the rapids, just cascading themselves through the rocks. And I think that this is the very special place where we can discuss about the water of life. Actually, in this video, I wanted to bring forth kind of a poem. I think that when we discuss the water of life, we can do any other way if not through poem, through poetics, through something that can be very well received, very more easily received by the constructs of the mind, and can kind of break through these barriers, because our minds have lots of barriers. It is a very complex system, and through breaking through these barriers with the sweetness of a poem, with the sweetness that the poem-like structure brings into communication, we can really reach hearts. We can really reach like deep spaces within our soul. And this is my idea here. This is my goal here. But first, before I do some poetics, or I try to do so, what is the water of life? Is the continuous flow of existence, of peaceful, calm, never-ending, never irritable flow of existence. Is the continuum of consciousness manifesting in its highest potential, its most loving potential, in its most all-encompassing experience of itself and within itself. This is the water of life. And so it's very it's very appropriate that I have the rapids encompassing the landscape where I'm shooting this information for you. If I could go even simpler, the water of life is that rejuvenates us, that feeds the soul, that brings the possibility of the soul growing and for all eternity being nourished and being taken care of, and expanding the soul into the experiences that it wants to have of itself, whether on a physical plane or not. But then you will ask me, you will want to seek from me, okay, so what is this thing? What is the component of the water of life? The water itself. And then you will ask, what is the water itself? It is the consciousness, at the same time there is the continuum of the consciousness. And if you ask, so is it one of the two? It is the bringing together of the two. And then when you look at them very closely, you see that there's not two. There's no water and continuum. We can see the same thing as separate components that kind of go together, and in a way they are separate because we can kind of, delineate, we can kind of see them as individualized things, but very profoundly, water, this consciousness is consciousness because it's continuum, and the continuum is continuum because it's consciousness. So water of life, it's beauty in itself. It's rapids cracking through the rocks, going somewhere but not knowing that somewhere is. Water of life, it's beauty disguised with the most simple appearance, with the most light approach, with the most unnoticed way of being, and by all of these three being the most fortified, the most courageous, and the most unforgettable manifestation of anything that could be and is. Water of life is the banks of the river. They never cease to follow the current. They never cease to be by the sides of the current. They join the currents, they join the rapids, and they go as further as needed, as long there is water to cut through them. Water of life is what sprouts life in a God-forgotten place, and everything flourishes all around it. The banks sing of joy. The trees that come about leap of profound happiness and profound contentment with their own existence. Water of life is the experience of any sentient being that comes close or by it, and see the banks, and see the trees, and see the rapids, and see all that the junction, that the fusion, that the connection, and the interplay of these things can bring to the landscape, and can be the making up of this landscape. Water of life is the sounds that seem to be attached to what produces them, that sound like being a byproduct of many of the features that the forest or the jungle is made all about, but they are just there as an adoration, as a decor, as something that brings more of life itself to the fore. Water of life is I am. It's I am water of life. I am the sounds of the water cracking through the rocks as much as the rocks, as the in-between of the sound and the rocks, the in-between the rocks and the water, the in-between, whatever else may manifest itself as fruitful in this experience. Water of life is the attempt and the fail. Water of life is the perspective that everything is always attempting to grow and to evolve, and it's always evolving some way, even through the perceived failures and the non-perceived accomplishments that it's always bringing to consciousness. Water of life is the manifest in the manifested, is the tree leaf that falls to the ground, and the ground that absorbs the tree leaf. The nutrients that go very deep into the earth and come back to the surface as the bud, as the sprout, as the new grain that dresses all the horizon. Water of life is pure water, pure life, pure something within and from and about these two. Water of life calms my soul, calms all of our souls, all of our senses. It is the real sense. It is the only real sense. Water of life rewards and takes away, replenishes and empties anything it touches, and it touches all things. Water of life, be dear to my soul. Water of life, be with me till the last day. Water of life, please never take from me the hope of every day being a new day, a new opportunity to be fruitful, to be dreamy, to go about my dreams, to have faith that water of life is always having my back. Water of life, water of life, water of life. Oh, water. Will you be just water without the life that it carries? Life could you be without the water that takes you to all things in the universe and show them that they can be vessels for something to thread between and hover among them, that ultimately is consciousness. Water of life, water of life. I don't know how to describe you. How much could I say to make people to understand what you are? Water of life. Carry me in the water, and as the water that I am, I'll carry within me the life that it brings and that cuts through all things that need to experience the conscious self. Water of life, always forgiving, always giving, always encompassing, always minding the best for all living souls.